gonna let the sun shine in today. I'm trying to make this darkness go away. I'll paint with colors and I'll sing until my lungs give out. I'm gonna let the sun shine in today.
Here we are at Port Arthur Historic Site. It is a World Heritage listed area and one of 11 convict sites here in Australia, located on the Tasman Peninsula and an easy and incredibly beautiful scenic drive, 1.5 hours from Hobart City.
Look, I think we underestimated the size and scale of this property. It is 100 acres and just what is on offer here to experience.
Look, it is more than just a prison, a complete community that was home to military, civilian officers, of course their families, and the convicts. More than 2,000 people lived here, and over 12,500 convicts passed through the penal system during its 47 years of operation.
Just incredible. Now, your entry ticket gives you access for 2 consecutive days, which is just fantastic because you are going to want a really good amount of time to wander the grounds, the historic buildings, the ruins, restored house museums, and the spectacularly landscaped gardens. Now, also included in your ticket price is a 40-minute introductory walking tour and a 20-minute boat cruise on the harbour with full commentary on the history of the port, the Isle of the Dead, the Cemetery Island, and Point Pua, the boys' prison that also formed part of the colony.
Look, there really is some dark history here, but it is so intriguing. I think Port Arthur would have to be one of the oldest tourist attractions in Australia. For over 150 years, the tour guides here have been sharing this very rich history of early Australian settlement.
Now, the penal settlement was established in 1830 as a timber-getting camp using convict labour to produce the wood for government projects. From 1833, it was used as a punishment station for repeat offenders. The worst of the worst from all of the Australian colonies were brought here, and many children as young as 7 years old, which as a parent is just so hard to comprehend.
Yeah, it truly is. Now, a really special service that they provide here are what they refer to as wombats, the special buggies that help guests get around because there are quite a lot of steep steps to navigate, and in some areas this 100-acre property does have hills as well. So really wonderful, and you can phone ahead to book these if you require extra assistance.
However, much of the site is wheelchair and mobility device accessible, which is fantastic.
Now, we would highly recommend that you do book on to the extra tours that are on offer, and there are plenty to choose from.
Yes, including the Isle of the Dead and the Escape from Port Arthur tours that we did and we thoroughly enjoyed. Both tours give excellent insights into the history and the lives of some of the convicts and officials who lived, worked and ultimately died here.
And we do want to give a shout out to our incredibly informative, engaging and entertaining tour guide, Carl. This guy is so passionate about the property, and we just love that when we get to experience this, because it truly is people like Carl that makes the experience so much better. So if you are visiting, try and get on Carl's tour would be our hot tip.
Yes. Now, the Isle of the Dead tour absolutely lives up to its name, with over 1,000 people buried on the island. From convicts, some as young as 7 years old, to military officials and their family members. I thought this was an excellent tour add-on to get some really wonderful storytelling and really bring to life the history of the people who died here.
Yeah, it's really a great tour to get onto. The other one that we enjoyed was the Escape from Port Arthur tour that shares some of the stories of the hundreds of attempts at escaping what would have been an absolute living hell. Now, unfortunately or fortunately, not many were very successful, and the punishment certainly didn't fit the crime. In fact, it was severe, but didn't stop those repeated attempts. You can't imagine how bad the circumstances of their daily lives must have been to risk the punishment of being recaptured. 100 lashes across the back with the cat o' nine tails. Terrible.
It's such an unimaginable clash of that really dark history that is set within this incredibly beautiful and pristine environment.
Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the sun shine in the day. I'm gonna let the past be filled with smoke, and I will try to fix what has been broken, and take this weight off my shoulders, 'cause I know yesterday ain't coming back. I'm gonna let the past stay in the cold. I will listen to the ocean, let its unsaid words be spoken, and I'll let my mind be carried by the waves.
As far as a family attraction, Jasper especially loved the cards that are given on arrival and the interactive experience of finding his character in the Port Arthur Gallery and then seeking out the stories of the convicts throughout the grounds. This makes it much more interactive and tangible, especially for the younger kids.
Yeah, perfect. We took a moment of reflection in the Memorial Garden that pays tribute and remembers the 35 lives that were taken at Port Arthur in 1996. Now a very peaceful and private place for contemplation.
Now before leaving, make sure you do stop in at the gift shop that stocks a beautiful range of local and Tasmanian products, bespoke gifts, books and other handcrafted goods. And with all that walking around, I mean, I think we walked around for about 5 hours. You are bound to get hungry. We certainly did. And there is a great choice of food and beverage outlets, including a licensed cafe with indoor and outdoor seating options.
And if you are looking for something special to complement your experience here, book in for either breakfast, lunch or dinner at 1830 Restaurant and Bar. We're actually hoping to arrange some sitters for Jasper so that we can spoil ourselves with a night out. The restaurant overlooks the entire property, and at night I think would be a beautiful experience.
Port Arthur is regarded as one of the most haunted places in Australia, and after visiting and learning the history, it is really easy to understand how that could be so. Now you can book into one of their very popular and not for the faint-hearted nightly ghost tours. They do recommend they are not suitable for very young children, but perhaps better placed for the teenagers or bigger kids.
Look, I've read a little bit about these reported sightings that happen around this property, and in particular on this tour. I don't think I'll sign up for this one. No. Look, you can understand why Port Arthur is one of the most popular attractions here in Australia. It not only provides a window to our past, but it is such a beautiful place for reflection, not only on where we've come from, but where our future may lead us.
Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can